A couple things from a health standpoint. We lost Tom Crabtree for the year. He had a torn bicep, so he'll have surgery this week, prepared. Darrell, not sure. Darrell's getting, or has, I don't know if he's getting it or it's already happened, an MRI to see where we stand, so we'll have more for you on Wednesday. Other than that, a very physical game played on the turf, but I think we're going to come out of it okay. Other than those two major things. And I should step back. We don't know what Darrell is. We do know what Tom is. I thought overall the guys played a tremendous team football game. Playing off each other, all three phases. None of the three were perfect, that's for sure, but we were playing a very good football team in their stadium, a very tough environment. But what they did is they hung together as a group and made plays when they needed to. Certainly the takeaways were a big part of the game. We got a big challenge ahead of us, Carolina. You don't even realize it until you take a step back, but with 13 guys on the injured reserve now, with Tom being added there, I'm really proud of our coaches and our players for just continuing to battle on, step up. One thing about this staff is they're really good teachers. They continue to just teach whoever it is. And we've learned a lot, I can say, in the last 2 years, making the jump from college football to the national football. We've learned a lot about coaching pro athletes. We've learned a lot about being in this league. But one of the things I think helps coming from college is the fact that you do have graduation, you do have kids leaving early, you do have academic things that come up where, hey, you got to coach the next guy. So as we move forward, I think there's a foundation here. We got to keep going. We got to take advantage of some momentum right now because we're going to face a team that has tremendous momentum. As we've said every week, truly excited about doing it, and I know our football team is. So it's a groin. Don't know the severity of it. It was severe enough that I know he wanted to play in that game desperately. That was a great matchup, and the first half felt like two championship fighters just feeling each other out a little bit. It was mostly jabs, and it was going to be an interesting second half. The flip side to that is I'm really proud of Jonathan Banks. We weren't sure how we were going to do it. We were going to totally go away from the plan. We were going to adjust the plan. We ended up adjusting it a little bit. But Jonathan stepped into Darrell's role. And against one of the greatest players to ever play that position. And really, short term, I couldn't tell you. My hopes really went back, probably, see what the doctor says. Again, it's probably out of my realm. I mean, certainly you didn't have to go to the hospital, so I guess that's a positive, but I don't know. That would be speculation on my part.
Coach, what were you?
That's a tribute to our front guys. I think our guys, whether it was four-man rush or whether we brought pressure, our guys did that. They made them get off the spot. And, safeties, linebackers, and then especially the defensive line. Again, Gerald McCoy was a force. Really was a force. He was getting double teamed most of the day, held most of the day, and just kept battling. And I thought Dakota Watson again gets in there and does some things. Adrian Claiborne. So we just need to keep doing it. We got to him twice, like we said yesterday. He's only been sacked 12 times the whole season. We got to him twice. And we had a few more opportunities. As you watch the tape on the plane ride home, and then again this morning. You sit there and say, oh, if we could only do this. Definitely a work in progress, and we're getting better. I think what it is reaping what you sow. We're out there every day in practice. We do a takeaway circuit every day. We practice that way. The ball's on the ground, doesn't matter where or who, we're scooping it up and trying to score with the football. And I think that's more of the mentality that's developed, is that it's an all-the-time thing. And the same thing with ball security. If there's one thing that we're fanatical about around here, it's that. And I've learned you've never got it. The minute you think you got it, you're got it. if that makes sense. You just got to keep coaching it, emphasizing it, and the players, it's working when they joke around about it, right? When it becomes something that that's what we want. We want them to be that aware of football. Because we said from the day we got here, that's the #1 statistic tied to winning the National Football League. Well, it's not a whole new scheme. It's kind of like when you have Revis, you just kind of tinker with it a little bit. Yeah. You can kind of take your resources and dedicate them away from him. You say, like, he's going to take care of his guy, and then we can use the rest to take care of the rest. Yeah. So if we don't have them, that'll present some things. We're going to, tomorrow's the big game plan day. Today we kind of study them, and then early tomorrow morning we get the game plan. So hopefully we'll have a little bit better understanding of what the odds are for Darrell to play this weekend, and then we'll just go from there. Taekwon is an incredible story. An unselfish, humble guy who just, persistence, right? We let him go twice, he battles back. Jacksonville, New England, and some of the stuff that's happened to this kid, I'm not kidding, I'm used to calling a kid a recruit, but this young man, the night before the Super Bowl, and it's all part of the business, there's nothing bad about it, it's just the way it goes sometimes, but this guy just keeps coming back, and that I'm really proud of, because I've known him since he was probably 14 years old, and just an incredible person. Timmy Wright is quickly becoming a really tough tight end to cover in this league. And the thing that we've said all along, we just got to keep working on is he's got to continue to be an adequate blocker. He's never going to be, knock the point and just be a third tackle on there, that's for sure. But as long as he can adequately do what we ask him to do, then you're going to get favorable matchups, and that's what we have to continue to get, because he and Mike Glennon have a really good feel for each other. Well, I can't speak for the coaches, because the coaches, to us, they're our players. We ever say them, they're our guys, and we coach them. Maybe the players do. Like I heard Bobby say, I'm not trying to prove it to anybody else, I'm trying to prove it to myself. I read that somewhere. I think guys, they understand the blessing it is to be in this league, and they're trying to take advantage of their opportunity. And we always talk about, one guy's misfortune is another guy's opportunity. And the other thing we often say around here is, there's no such thing as missed opportunities in the National Football League, because someone's there, they're going to take it. So let it be you. Some of these guys have done that.
Great.
Outside the building, inside the building, we're trying to figure out the best way. It's always about getting the best 11, and then it's different packages, trying to get 12, 13. And I'm not sure what that answer is yet. We'll probably have some more information by Wednesday. Let me clarify one thing with Eric. Eric's made some rookie errors, Eric Page. He's made some rookie errors, which we have to get corrected, but he's also done some really good things as a returner. I think Coach Wanstead has done a great job. He and Phil Galliano with the group. Yesterday, he kept coming up to me, okay, Greg, you understand we're missing, because we, as one guy gets promoted up, and now another guy, it's a chain reaction. And at the end, there were some things we were doing a little more simple, just because we weren't sure everybody was exactly on point with every detail. But I think, even though we didn't score off that block punt, it was just a matter, it was like a heavyweight fight. And at the end, we were making sure that we won the decision, if you know what I mean. We didn't have it to go for the knockout, but we wanted to make sure we won the decision. And that block punt helped us get to the decision. So yeah, special teams have done some really good things. We just have to keep battling. We have some guys that are really good special teams players. We've got to make sure that we have them. With Hayward playing almost every snap on defense, he's not conditioned to do that and do all his special teams responsibility. So we had to sub there. So there was a lot of different guys playing and helping out. But again, that's something that when I said it's a team victory, it really was a team victory. But when you deal with a head injury, like I said last week, you really just have to wait and see, how he feels. And we're always going to err on the side of caution when it comes to those. Well, I know this about Mike. He is a rookie quarterback for sure. There's still some rookie things he says and does that makes you remember, oh yeah, this guy's a rookie. But I think he has accelerated his progress by the way from the day he got here, how hard he's prepared and worked. And if there's such a thing, I think he's kind of taken a rookie season and kind of condensed it into eight or so games, if that makes sense, because he's playing at a higher level than you would expect a rookie. And the things that are hard for rookies is to let a bad play die, and don't get greedy. And that's what Mike does the best job of. In the 6 games, he's thrown 1 interception. He's now throwing the ball down the field, I think, with more confidence. He's always been able to do it, just pulling the trigger. That is the development and the maturation of a quarterback. And, I think we're all seeing it right in front of our eyes. So I think this is a guy that certainly, as long as he continues on this trajectory, is a guy that you'd love to have as your quarterback for a long time. Thanks, guys.